Now boarding for Rebuild of Joycast, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Let's go. Welcome back to Joycast, the podcast where is now approaching Golden Week, where it becomes a little bit less manga and a little bit more. Val, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. Earlier I had a bloody, sickness spell, but I'm feeling a lot better. I laid in the sun for
bloody sickness? Like you were bleeding?
Oh, no. That's just like my English way is no, I'm not bleeding.
Cool.
No, I just felt sick earlier, so I laid in the sun for a few hours and I feel way better now.
Yeah, I see. Spring is finally breaking through over here in my neck of the woods, so I'm getting some sun and I'm feeling much better too.
Yeah, same. It's been really nice, especially because with gas prices and everything, this winter has been pretty fucking harsh.
I mean, it's been harsh all around. This week particular, been a little bit beefy. I'm like, good thing I filled up last week.
Nice. I got a lot of things going on voiceover-wise as well that I'll probably talk about at some point. Got some things coming out, so yeah.
Sick. Otherwise, like I said, I besides enjoying the nice spring weather, all the nice spring movies are coming out, and among them, I saw the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised when I saw it came out. I thought it was going to be more middle of the month.
Yeah, I'm surprised they released it in the middle of the week. But that doesn't seem to be a problem. It's making its money.
Yeah.
It's doing quite well. But what I can't freaking believe, I can't believe this. The critics are fucking destroying it. The critics and all the the PNG YouTubers with their cross-armed furry Sona reviewers are all
I don't think
dunking
that's
on
a
this
thing
movie.
yet. I don't think any of them have reviews out yet, really.
No, there's reviews out for this fucking movie.
No, I saw a reaction thing where it was in the context of imagine if it's like this in the first couple days. That's I feel like that's what you're talking about, because
No, the critics are shredding this and they're being assholes. And I'm like, wait, I thought the whole Hollywood machine kind of worked in tandem and they promoted these movies. So I take it Nintendo and Illuminations didn't buy any reviewers off, it seems.
Probably
and
not.
So these guys are just letting up. They're kind of expressing their disdain because, so I see this movie, and I don't understand the problem. This is basically the movie everyone wanted. Is it a little too brisk for its own good? Yeah, this movie is a solid 1 hour and 40 minutes. Probably could have used maybe 10, 20 more. Rarely do I say a movie needs to be longer these days. This one kind of needed it because it really moves a little too fast. But my God,
I'm not surprised at that.
It works. It works. It's quite entertaining. It's very fun. And it's beautiful. It looks really good.
I mean, I never doubt that Illumination weren't gonna, bring in the animation, because their films usually look really freaking good.
Yeah, we can talk crap about Illuminations all we want, but these are the guys who broke the duopoly between Disney and DreamWorks. We do need to start putting some respect on their name.
Yeah,
and this movie, if you have to start doing it now, this is the movie to start doing it on now, because it looks better than anything Disney produced in the past couple of years.
I don't think I've ever watched an Illumination film where I was like, oh yeah, this is an amazing plot, because they mostly do kids movies.
Again, that's another thing too. This
really
is
young
definitely a kiddie
movies.
flick.
And I'm not going to do the. Flick. It's the usual thing where it's I kind of hate having to be oh well, it's for kids, so it's not going to be that complicated or good.
But if you love animation, you will love it. Oh, it moves very well. It looks pretty.
I mean,
it's pretty fun.
Who was a highlight of the film for you? I know it's not going to be Chris Pratt.
It's not a surprise. Jack Black's Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the movie moves so fast. Bowser and Luigi both could have each used more scenes. At least one more scene each. Because no, it's not a big shocker. There's a reason why you cast Jack Black in a role. Bowser's gonna do a fucking piano solo. It happens. That's not a shocker. And freaking Luigi gets probably the best one-liner in the freaking movie. But otherwise, they're kind of underutilized. It's basically the Mario, Peach, and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong gets quite the role in this.
Hmm.
It's kind of the Mario and Donkey Kong show.
I forget, do you like Seth Rogen?
I do. I think he's great. I think he's aged very well. Like, he's only gotten better and better. This man was a one-note joke, and yeah, he still toys with that, but the man has become a brilliant producer.
I like him as an actor, but I just think, like, a lot of
I think he's a great actor, too.
I think his production roles, like, he made, like, that Santa Inc. and stuff. The only thing I really like that he's made is, or produced, is Invincible. That's, like, the best
Did
choice.
you see the trailer for the new
I did. My only comment on it was that I feel like
good.
they should have used, like, a Biggie Small song or something. It looks interesting.
And he's also, and mind you, he's also producing a Darkwing Duck series very soon. Like,
really?
he's rolling, man. He's got the right products, and he does them justice.
Yeah, he's just like...
But even as an actor, I quite enjoy him. I think he's gotten better.
I mean, he's young enough to know that you can, you know, market towards a bunch of... I don't want to say man-children, really.
Well, he's marketing to his own demographic. Like, this is the shit he enjoys.
Precisely.
But he didn't produce this movie. That was Shigeru Miyamoto, which, my God, his name was all over this. That's another thing that was quite funny, was during the credits. I think there was more Nintendo reps in the main drag of credits than there were animators and shit. Like, I don't know who these names were. I'm assuming some of them were just like legacy credits for those who made the Mario games. But it seems like a lot of Nintendo suits watched over this film, and I think that's the reason why it is so fast and very moves. Like, Nintendo was basically, I feel like anytime Nintendo disagreed on something with Illuminations, Illuminations did not fight them, and they just moved on. They said, okay, we're just not gonna do this scene. Let's move on. But what I think is truly remarkable about this film, other than the fact that, again, I feel like this was made by fans for fans of this material. It's very fun, and imagine, like, basically what I find remarkable about it is the opening 20 to 30 minutes. Val, if this movie is like...
It's a lot of references to the old show, isn't it?
It's not even references, man. It is. I mean, it's not even
Dedication.
Is the old show. It's the old lore. Imagine if they made it.
Well, Evil Cooper and its troopers are up to misbehaving. They kidnapped the Princess Mushroom Land needs saving.
Okay, so yeah, so you saw the promo where they have the commercial.
Yeah, cool. I do. I have like a I have a video box set.
Give them a more detailed version of that.
That's sick. I know.
But then they demystify. They pull out. You see it's a commercial, and then you see them, and they stick in the real world for quite a while. And that's what I'm getting at. Imagine if they had made an animated Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it started in Nebraska, and Sonic was a real hedgehog, and Dr.
Kinto
ate a
Borg,
rotten
Ivo
egg
Kinto
and became
Borg.
Dr. Eggman. Like, it's like they're going into the deep lore, and I don't want to. So that's what I'm not going to spoil you on.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, I'm not going to be that guy
it is
who's
the deep cuts.
I thought you were going to be like, I'm not going to be that guy who feels the need to shit on the Sonic movie for not being more game accurate or Sonic Bible accurate, because I've seen a lot of people do that lately.
Yeah, and this is going to start that fight again, because they're following the Mario Bible. Like, to a degree where I'm like, I can't believe Nintendo is acknowledging this lore. This is crazy, and it's very fun. And yeah, and then they go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and that's when the movie like hits overdrive and starts moving really fast, and it's flashing colors and movement. It's like, well, it's a kids film. But at least I'm still enjoying myself.
That's the part of it that I'm kind of not looking forward to. Like, I don't like constant noise and movement.
I get that,
but I understand it.
But it's not constant noise to drag through dialogue. It's just like, this is an action movie. This is a colorful action film. You're getting colorful action and jokes. It only slows down for Bowser, so that way Jack Black can fucking ham up a scene, and he does. They're gonna teach acting courses on the scenes that Jack Black did years to come. Like, he's going hog wild. He needed one more scene because it goes fast. And then, like I said, the characterizations, I do believe, come a little undone in the final, like, action sequence. But again, the movie's over so quickly. People also bitched about the use of pop songs. And so I was aware of that going in. And so when I think pop song, Val, you think of, like, modern pop song, like music that's popular right now, and they're playing it because, you know, they get the licenses. It's kind of like everyone's wetting their beak. You get to promote your song that was on the Mario movie. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's an Illumination special, really.
Like the Digimon soundtrack. You know what I mean?
I don't even think...
No, it's not like
was
that. It's 80s music, which, go figure, Mario was invented in the 80s. And the music doesn't stay long. They're not really like pop songs played over action sequences. They're kind of just very quick needle drops. They're not bad. They're really not. Like, again, this criticism is really overblown, and I can't believe me of all people has to say that people's nitpicks and criticisms are overblown. I can't believe I'm the guy having to defend the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like,
what are your thoughts?
I guess I need to stick to nitpicking anime, man.
I want to know, because what are your thoughts on Chris Pratt? Because as you know, I found
that is the most important thing.
I found the whole thing, and I still find it very annoying when people do try to say Chris Pratt and people aren't voice actors. Because he is. He might not be an impressive voice actor. He might not be Charles Martinet, which I know that's a big reason why people were annoyed about Chris Pratt getting the role.
Yep. So
it was
here's
that
the thing.
feeling of, let me finish.
Yeah.
It was that feeling of, because it happens many, many times. I remember it happened in the Lego movie, Lego Ninjago movie. Naomi wanted to see it. And I remember she was annoyed, because I didn't know the fucking show at the time. I gave it a watch, and that first season is actually not bad. Actually, I watched the entire first season on her recommendation. And, yeah, she was pissed off that all the voice actors had been changed, and I had no idea, obviously, because I hadn't watched it yet. So I understand it when actors replace other actors who you have a connection with. It's happened in a lot of things. But I think you can't, like, send that vitriol at the actor themselves. That's Hollywood influence.
They're just getting their paycheck, man.
That's executive influence. That is just bound to happen in all kinds of projects, and it's just show business. There's not much you can do to really fight it, sadly.
Yes.
But how did he match up?
Well, let me preface this. I believe that celebrities are definitely overdone in animated films.
Agreed.
I do believe I do think it fucking sucks. In the case like Ninjago is an example, where there's a series on television and then they go to film and then they replace the guys in the film. That sucks.
In the movie, in the series.
Yeah, in the movie. And I get that's an executive decision because they want to sell more movie tickets. That's the reason why they do this.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. I think you can sell a movie on quality. I genuinely believe this. So that being said, and also I do believe that Chris Pratt is overplayed. He's become too much of a go-to, where now you were getting this sameness across films because he keeps playing the same shit over and over again. Though, I do quite enjoy his role in the Lego movie, and I do think that even though celebrities are overplayed, and Chris Pratt especially is overplayed, I genuinely do think that Chris Pratt is a solid voice actor. And I think he did a great job in this film. When they basically, like, we all laughed when they announced he was in the movie, but when that first trailer came out, I went, you know what? He's fine. It sounds rough, but he's fine. In this movie, it's more than just fine. It's not rough. He does a solid job.
I personally think, in general, that entire sudden announcement for a Mario movie and the cast and everything was just too much for anyone to mentally handle without laughing their tits off. Like when
too much.
It was too much. It was
But
like opening a box of Eldritch Horrors. A delightful box of Eldritch Horrors.
No press is bad press. They got the press they wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as a demystified Mario, as you will see if you see this film, Chris Pratt is the way to go. It works. I do have a little bit of beef though, because Charles Martinet's cameo is exactly what you expect it to be. I'm not gonna say who, but he definitely does his Mario thing, and they present it in a way to the audience where you go, see, did you really want to listen to this for an hour and a half? They do that kind of joke, and I go, Charles Martinet is a voice actor. He can act. He didn't have to do that Mario voice. Because Chris Pratt sure as hell didn't try, and didn't need to. So I do have a bit of a beef with that gag they did in the beginning. But otherwise, no. I honestly, like I said, I have nitpicks, but my career or persona does not depend on me shredding IP-driven children's flicks. It depends on me shredding anime and manga, so I like to get back to that.
Alrighty.
If you don't mind.
But overall, you enjoyed the film, had a good time?
I loved it. I honestly, sadly, I think it's the... Not sadly, it's the best film I saw this year. so
Okay.
far. The first quarter of this year has been very rough for films. The only other film I really liked was the Tetris biopic and Skinamarink. So I didn't have much for choice. I'm sure that many films will usurp Mario on my letterbox list in the coming months. But right now, Mario Brothers movie is my favorite film so far this year, and I'm not ashamed to say that. It's very fun. It's very pretty.
Are you looking forward to Spider-Verse?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my god, it's one of my all-time favorite films. The first one's one of my all-time favorites.
The first one's super
good. And the trailers look amazing.
I'm a bit worried because I'm kind of like, does Miles always have to be related to a Spider-Verse story now?
Sadly, yes. Again, this is executive decision.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned before.
I know, you want him to be his own, I agree.
Yeah, he needs...
I wish the MCU would do it.
It's one of those things where, like, Miles Morales at this point, I think if they really want to, like, separate him from being Spider... I was having a big conversation about this, actually. I'm sorry that we're diverting from manga.
No, I told you this was going to be an more week because, I mean, Golden Week's coming up and a lot of manga have already taken their time off. They take advantage of this and go 2 weeks off.
I was talking to a friend about this, and I really think lately, like, comics and everything actually might need to straight up just change all of their characters.
They do this like every 5 months.
No, I mean like actually change them. I mean like stop with Spider-Man, stop with like all of it, and just do a massive overhaul or something, and just
That's what
end
DC
everyone's
does
story.
every 5 years.
Yeah. They
I think
reset.
I think it works quite well for them too.
I think
I'm not a fan of
maybe
DC
it does.
Comics, but I love the Capallo and Snyder run on.
I
Batman.
certainly mean it for like Marvel or something. Because they have, like, just an ongoing universe that never resets or anything.
Marvel is too, like, married to their lore. Like, Marvel loves its lore so much, it can't abandon it. Even though they basically soft reboot and they retell the same stories over and over again. I.e. the Hickman run on Avengers, which was really just Secret Wars all over again, and they even called it that. Secret Wars and Battle World and shit.
Is that the one where Captain America's a Hydra agent or something?
No, that's some other crap.
Oh, Secret Wars is the Skrull invasion,
this
right?
This was Infinity War, and then Infinity War, which then segued into these incursions where the multiverse collided, and they've done the story before where Doctor Doom combined.
That is the other thing I think.
Time's a flat circle in the Marvel universe.
I am so over it in like comics and everything, and I'm sad that movies are gonna start going way more into multiversal bullshit.
That's the trend
hate
now.
multiverse
It's been for a while.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here with my fucking Jump Force abridged notes, this script I wrote like 10 years ago, and going, I was on the cusp of it.
Jump
Force. I would give you that multiverse stuff you wanted.
What, as in like the video game Jump Force?
No, well, basically that crossover of the abridged parodies we've been working towards.
Yeah,
we called it Jump Force abridged because why not?
Okay.
Because I never dare say I can improve upon a source material, but my god, what the fuck was that video game?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I swear no fealty to licensed anime video games. I think they're all shit.
I like a few.
Fighter Z's cool, but I'm not a fighting game guy. So.
The 3DS Dragon Ball game, Fusion Super Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
Fusions.
that one looks fun.
No, that one is.
They can be
love
fun,
that game.
but most kinds are not.
It is a fun little RPG where like the characters fight, and you have to knock each other out of rings and stuff, and everyone goes like flying around like the actual Dragon Ball Z anime. It's actually a really cool game, and I would say probably one of the absolute best anime games I've ever played.
I believe it. It's a low bar.
Yeah, it's actually really fun.
Right, so
Chainsaw Man.
Do you want to start with Chainsaw Man?
I want to start with Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man was the least eventful. It's like cool action.
It's action. Like we're in the middle of action right now.
Yeah, we're in the middle of action, and as usual, Denji's on the scene. So
Denji's gonna fight.
Fujimoto delivers on like the gore and everything.
This
it
is
looks
nothing
sick.
but action fluff. He said, "Oh, you said this was the You're saying this is not the actions." The actions part that I'm just gonna be interpersonal and be all emotional. Nah, that's gay. Let's fight the fucking chef devil. What is he? The falling devil?
Yeah, something like that. It's like,
Hey, like I said, this is a short chapter. We get some action. It's a good time.
there's like a funny
nothing
bit where
really
it's like the
happened.
devil's like just talking to people, going through the supermarket, picking out and stealing like super expensive
Okay,
Japanese
one thing
fruit.
happened. She stole apples. That's a crime in Denji.
Yeah.
Eyes. You can't steal apples. You can kill a bunch of people. You can't steal apples.
I mean, apples and shit in Japan. I mean, depending
Denji
on the
threatened to
type of
become a
apple.
cop right now.
And that's, I mean, obviously I can't tell what the apples are, and I can't tell the price or anything. But like, fruit is really expensive in Japan, certain kinds.
No
I'm sure you're
doubt.
aware of that.
Especially, not just because of imports, but because they make them at a premium too, even within borders.
It's like if you give someone a fruit or something in Japan, it's like rather special. That's at least what I heard. At least one of those types. There's this great shot of like the gravity pulling away in an apartment block. There's like all the pieces of the building, the cars, the telephone poles get ripped out the ground. I fucking love that. And then Denji comes in and just absolutely blitzes the falling devil. And there's this great bit where he gets like cut apart, but you really get to see his like learning of using his power. Like he's doing the whole like attaching his head to his body via a chain to extend his reach and like fake out the enemy. It's actually really cool. I like this stuff. But now I'm like, I want to get back to what Asa's doing now because I want to see her come into her own with Yoru.
Yeah, she's just more interesting, man.
Like I said, it's cool when Denji shows up because Fujimoto never skimps out when Denji's on screen. It always looks freaking glorious, exploding out of
guy.
Yeah, he's always like exploding out of people's like intestines and stuff. And maybe after a few chapters and like seeing that the devil's like talking and more and shit, it seems pretty cool. I'm wondering where that giant caterpillar monster went though. That's what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, he'll show up. He's probably gonna fight Asa first.
That's what I was thinking. I was about to say that. But otherwise, not much really happened. It's just like, you know, Fujimoto kind of setting up that, you know, oh, this guy's girl's up to like a weird ceremony or a just thing, because I can't remember exactly what it was.
She's hunting for Yoru.
Yeah, she wants ingredients as well for something. I'm pretty sure it's gonna do the what they were talking about the other day. With the octopus guy. He was talking to...
Well, the apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get some devil lore pretty soon. Like, why Yoru's on the run and why the apocalypse is coming. So, it's coming. Otherwise, we were long overdue for some actual action, so he's giving it. Mm-hmm. So you can't fault him for it.
Precisely. I want to see if this is where Denji and Yoru, like, actually discover who each other are or something. Because this has been going on 125 chapters. It started at like 96. We're already like 30 or so chapters into this story. Almost.
So, let's say it was going at the pace of the original. We are 1/3 of the way through.
Yeah. And admittedly, comparatively, I don't think as much has happened. It's definitely slower, and it's starting to ramp up to larger scale stakes. Like, I think around this time, we'd be in, Snake Devil and Katana Man, maybe?
Yeah, like we would be just there. So like we must be on the cusp of a pop-off.
This might be like the end of the first season if it were animated.
Remember, Fujimoto's a cinephile, so these are acts. These are unabashedly acts. So we are probably in the climax of Act 1 right now. Which feels fine, feels good.
Overall, it was super cool, but I'm more interested in talking about Shibata Ryan.
I want to save that for the end because we've got more action fluff along the way. One Piece 1080.
See, I don't think that's action fluff only because we've been introduced to so many new characters.
Well, that's what I say. That's the reason why. That's why he begs our forgiveness. He's like, all right, these aren't just jobbers. These aren't just faces. They have names. They have gum fruit.
Devil fruit.
Sorry.
It's alright.
It's been a while since something's actually happened here.
That's true. I mean, it's like we said, it's all been built up in One Piece. So this was extremely surprising to go from, like, the possible arrival of Blackbeard. And it's really weird. It's doing, like, a My Hero Academia, Villain
vignette.
Academia kind of thing now. Which is, like...
I don't think so. This ain't a vignette, bro. Vignettes are like, oh my god, this happened. Okay, now here's, like, 3 panels to explain why I can do this now. This seems like, I think this is like a mini arc within an arc right now.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna see the clash between Garp and Blackbeard.
And it's actually really cool. I mean, it's just confusing because
Garp's
I don't know.
cool.
Garp's super cool. He came in like
Garp just punched the island. Right into the island.
It's a question of, though, when is this all happening? Is Lore here? Is this probably before Blackbeard is coming to Egghead? I assume so.
Right. I know, like, there's a lot of jumping around. One Piece is doing its One Piece thing and really jumping her about.
We also got, and I hate being as excited as I am about this. I like to think that I'm a bit above that. But we actually got introductions to more of Blackbeard's crew's powers, which is really nice in my opinion.
It's important. We're setting up the end game right now. We need to know.
I have been excited about like what powers all of these people get for a long time, or what they already had.
And there's some nasty powers here.
Yeah, so we all know that Shiryu, the former warden of Impel Down.
Yeah, the one he was brought out of Impel Down, yeah.
Yeah, has got the Clear Fru, formerly owned by Absalom, who is more than likely confirmed dead. But interestingly enough, Gecko Moria is not dead, and I was certain he would be, and it seems that Perona has actually enlisted the help of Kobe by breaking him out to save Gecko Moria.
That seems to be the case.
Yeah, because Perona will actually be super helpful if she decides to help Kobe. Like, her devil fruit, the ghosts that fly through you and make you depressed, actually a really freaking good power. Just completely demotivates you. That's OP as fuck.
Yeah, but remember, Usopp was like so self-loathing. So like, there's definitely caveats. Like say she tried that on Blackbeard. We already saw that how Blackbeard can construe devil fruit powers, because with the Boa Hancock's devil fruit, he can basically enhance people. We learned that it's not about love. It's about the strongest emotion you feel towards a person. So, while people adore Boa Hancock, for Blackbeard, it's amplifying people's disgust of him. The more disgusted you feel by Blackbeard, that's how you get frozen. And so you have to wonder if he's gonna gimmick through Perona's fruit, if that happens. Like, what if Blackbeard is so fucking despicable, like he's so self-aware of what a gross, disgusting fucking pig that he is, that he just doesn't fucking care. Like, that's what's gonna happen, right?
That is very interesting to think. I agree with you that
like,
Blackbeard...
oh my gosh, I know I'm a terrible person. I actively do this shit. I know. That's what's gonna happen. And then he goes,
I'd like that aspect of Blackbeard, actually, because he's not, like, a stupid person. I think he is probably very self-aware of a lot of situations. He's just cheeky as fuck, and he just tries to, like, finagle his way about.
Yeah, like, when he saw Ace... That he's such a piece of shit, he's so fun.
When he saw Ace for the first time, he was like, hey, Ace, you want to join my crew instead? And he was like, fuck off, and that obviously
Speaking of Ace, I like how Garp doesn't even fucking hesitate to save his little cop buddy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck off.
We'll blow an entire island to save Kobe.
Kobe is the best of all the cops. In fact, I'm fucking pro Sword. Kill all the fucking criminals. Do it, buddy.
I don't like this. To me, Sword is like, all right, you could still be cops, but when you really start killing people, we'll be like, oh, we don't know those guys.
Yeah, well, fuck
we
pirates.
don't know those guys.
Fuck these pirates.
That's not our problem. We don't know them.
It's all good.
That's
these are the ugly...
up.
These are the ugly, evil pirates. They're rapists and shit. I don't give a fuck what happens to them or anyone who works for Blackbeard.
It doesn't matter. They go after the rapist, then who's left? They go after other fucking people. It's fucked. No.
No, it's great. Fuck yeah, Sword. Fucking nuke it. Nuke fucking Pirate Island. I love it.
Oh my gosh. But I do understand why Garp would save Kobe over Ace, though, because Garp just respected Ace and Luffy's dream
to save Ace. Garp
He's like, you want to be pirates, then you gotta die as pirates, and I think I think Ace and Luffy also would respect that.
Yeah, but it fucking hurt him to do that.
It hurt. Yeah, it did hurt him.
But,
I don't think
I don't
think Luffy would ever blame Garp for not saving Ace. I feel like they all respect this.
Yeah, no, he does.
Whereas Kobe's a cop, he's like, all right, he's one of my boys.
That's a good question because they've never.
To be my son, I'll save him.
They haven't actually seen each other since that, so for all we know, Luffy might hold some animosity towards him.
No
that might be a reason why.
Way. That's
we
just not
don't
Luffy.
know. We don't know.
There's no way they have that moment.
You don't know. Luffy is
like, oh, you're such a jerk, you old man.
Luffy is more complicated than people think. He is. He might be angry about that stuff.
There
he
is
might not
there is
hate
no
him.
depth to Luffy and Garp's relationship. I'm sorry. And that's why it's good. It's funny.
I don't know, because Luffy hasn't really thought on or even talked about Garp in a long time.
And he never will. And he never will think about it.
I mean, it's probably going to happen. I mean, we
he
don't know.
He time-skipped through it. He already had his time of reflection. We never got to see it.
I think it's interesting mostly because...
Nah, I'm sorry, we did see it, because that was the part when he goes, I have my friends, I have my Nakama. He already reflected. He had his boo-hoo moment.
Oh yeah, he has
which was really
boo-hoo
good. I
moment,
really
but
loved
that's
that
just the
little
thing.
arc.
He hasn't come to face these people because Luffy isn't someone that, like, you know, if they aren't
who's the lava guy?
Akainu.
Akainu. Now he'll have words with Akainu.
Yeah, he'll have words with Blackbeard
That's
too.
the thing. Luffy does not have time for indirect complicit motherfuckers. Luffy only has time for the guy who directly caused the problem. Luffy's only gonna have words with Akainu, because that's the man who put his fucking fist through Ace.
Oh yeah,
right?
and then there's Blackbeard who also captured Ace.
Is that the only beef Luffy would have with Blackbeard? I feel like there should
Luffy
be more.
literally started on him and impel down, punched him with a gear second, and then Blackbeard also hit him, and then it was kind of like...
So it's already been settled.
Luffy, no, it's not settled. Luffy absolutely, if Blackbeard shows up on Egghead Island, is gonna go fucking nuts on him, I think. I believe that will happen. Because Luffy, unless he knows that he is going towards, the person responsible for the thing that he is concentrating on right now, a la Crocodile, he does not actively think about these people.
Don't say Crocodile's name, I'll get excited!
Because, but that's what it is. In Alabasta, that's all that Luffy wanted because he was going towards them. If he knew where Blackbeard was, if he knows that Blackbeard is, in the vicinity, he is going to go straight for Blackbeard. That's just how Luffy is. He's not actively... He doesn't let people live rent-free in his mind. He's not thinking about Elon Musk buying Twitter every day. He's eating and going on adventures. I'm saying.
I don't think I think he's already got his hit in.
When he sees those people in person, when he sees those people in person, he will have his pound of flesh, Ivan. I tell you this now. He will.
Okay, we'll see.
It's what I find interesting about it. But,
anything else you liked about this chapter?
Well, I like a lot of the characters. I know some people say that the sniper Hibari might actually be related to Akainu, because apparently she has the same accent as him. She has the same accent.
Glean this from the translation?
She has the same accent as him, which I believe someone said, it might have been Grand Line Reviews, he said that Akainu is written with a very distinct way of speaking, and she basically copies that way of speaking.
I'm looking through her dialogue now. The sniper?
Yeah, she speaks with an accent. She speaks
don't
with
get the wrong
yas
idea.
and everything.
I ain't here to help ya. I was going out for lunch and just happened to be in the area. I use flower bullets so they won't be able to use their guns for a while. The second bubble has characterized dialogue. That's the way Akainu speaks too in Aints and Yas.
Apparently so. That's something that I heard. I'm not for sure on that. I need to look it up.
Man, fucking Oda's got a hell of a fucking job. He's got a fucking characterized dialogue for 1,000 fucking characters.
Oh yeah, no,
and you can't make them even remotely similar, or people are gonna start making shit up about their relationships.
Yeah.
My God, I have the same accent as half of Michigan. Am I related to everyone in Michigan?
Oh yeah,
Christ.
but in the terms of a fictional story and everything, it's just people are gonna make whatever connections they want. I mean, that's
she's got an Osakan accent.
It's
related to everyone in Osaka.
It is. It goes to show just how deep the One Piece world goes. Because I was showing my friend a clip of One Piece film Red. Because I was I was hanging out with a buddy, having a drink, and we were talking about work and everything, and I was oh man, we started talking about films. I went to see this great movie, One Piece film Red. I really enjoyed it, blah 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 blah. It has a lot of musical stuff. I showed him some of the music video. I was oh, you see this character here? I was kind of nerding out a bit. I was this is an example of how far it goes. This dude in the background of this movie has his own context story and everything that you can go relatively deep into. He's appeared early on. It's One Piece is a children's Game of Thrones, you know? You've got all these, different factions working in tandem, contributing to the story, and all these, little characters that just show their head every now and then. It's been going on for 25 years. there isn't anything else that does it to this degree. It's just crazy. I also like the Whip woman, by the way. She was cool. I like seeing the Navy people.
I like her hat. I think her
hat's super cool.
Cute.
Yeah, it's really cute. She's just cute in general. I think she's the really short old lady in the Navy. It says the Whip granddaughter of Officer Suru, One Piece. Who's Suru? Is that? Yeah, it's the little old lady who you always see hanging out with like Garp and stuff. She has like the pink tie and the floral trousers.
The little lady, the badass old lady. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And she like turns people into washing.
So if they would signify that she has a relationship with one of the officers, would they not signify that Hibari was related to Akainu?
That's a very good point.
That seems
they
like
might, but I feel like it's
withdrawal there. I don't buy it.
You know, that's a very good point. I feel like there could be a degree of validity to it, because it'd be more surprising to think that a hard-ass, kind of evil dude like Akainu... Yeah, Akainu's just kind of a bad person.
But if this is her, his daughter, is that what people are saying?
That's what I heard one video say.
Well, if this is his daughter and she's hot, then he can't be that bad.
Next we have Prince Grus, which I do wonder if
they showed him before.
Yeah, I know they showed him when
I like his
Kobe
fruit,
initially got
squelch fruit. Look at the little meat. Look at the little golem he made.
Yeah, it's cute. He made a
little brim hat.
Imagine if he made a little dedication to Golem hearts, which probably never happened because it wasn't like
no respect for Golem hearts.
Damn. Anyway, we also get people like Avalo Pizarro, who has the island fruit. He's an island man, and he basically uses his power very similarly to Pika, which is a little boring because it's so similar, but I like the fact that he's like talking through the giant skull head, so everyone can hear him and he can give orders. We have Vasco Shot, who is the booze human, the glug glug fruit user. And then we know San Juan Wolf, who ate the giant fruit, which is very similar to a devil fruit that was made in a filler, I think, set around One Piece film Z, where there was a giant who ate the, like, shrink fruit or something. That's just something that I think about, because that was, like, one of the last OVAs I watched before I, like, switched over to reading the manga permanently. And then basically, Garp comes in with Helmeppo, Tsurugi, maybe Smoker's there then, which would be cool, or he might be somewhere else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, I want Smoker, man. I miss Smoker. He's my good cop.
Everyone loves Smoker. Smoker's great.
Smoker's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and we got a bit of a interesting thing about Aokiji, who better explained what sword exactly is, and that basically, as Ivan said, is basically a bunch of Navy officers who have handed in their resignation, and it's just like, oh, well, yeah, you guys...
Wink, we resign, wink, wink, we can just fucking kill people.
Yeah,
wink,
fuck
wink.
These guys,
you can just keep your uniforms, keep the fucking military... It's just that, when people start... catching on, we just can't. Oh, they're not with us.
Are we talking about Afghanistan now?
Uniforms, and they have an official name within our fucking ranks. Fuckers.
No, I fucking like it. Sword is based as fuck. I love it. Kill 'em all, Sword. Kill 'em all.
I do believe that Kobe is based, but
Kobe is based. He's the future of the Marines, Ivan. Would you rather it be Kobe or Akainu? Or Helmeppo, even?
Helmeppo, for sure. That's the guy with the visor, right?
You'd vote for Helmeppo.
Helmeppo's a fucking piece of shit. He'll run the Marines to the ground. He'll be the real hero. He'll be the natural cause of their end that they require.
He has arguably come the furthest compared to Kobe. Like,
he is the Mount Lady of One Piece. He is just surprisingly
You're not wrong.
If you watch this man, he has grown.
You're absolutely not wrong. You're totally right.
I love Helmeppo just because he was such a jobber antagonist. Barely could barely vil his end, and they brought him back just to be that based.
Yeah,
you know what?
He pulled out his little, Miles. What is it? What's it called? Where it's like a machine that like does like a bunch of things to perform a task. Because remember the 4Kids thing where they changed it to like a hammer on a trigger.
Are you talking about a Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah, yeah, he tried to kill Kobe with his Rube Goldberg machine.
And now he's a sword or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like him. I know, I agree. I do think sword is cool. I just do not like what they. I do not like what they stand
You don't
for.
like cop-based characters. I get it.
I don't.
I like it because it's one of those things which I'm going to get
Especially
into.
not right now, because I'm currently writing the war arc for My Hero Academia Bridge, and I'm really. You thought I was cop bashing before? Ooh.
The propaganda.
I am in that
begins.
mindset right now in my own little fantasy world.
Well, I was gonna say that what I like about the Navy is the fact that unlike most things, because like I don't know, there's been talk lately, especially with a certain guest on a certain podcast, that One Piece is now just a socialist series or something. That's absolutely not fucking true. I'm sorry.
It has socialist ideas, but it is not a
know it
socialist story.
It has don't be a piece of shit ideas. And then
No, like,
says that anyone can be a piece of
it has
shit.
socialist structure, but One Piece is like, Oda's like, this is my big socialist epic. No, it's not. It's not.
really fucking not. It's
But
like
you can find social because socialism is not the grand thing that your grandparents want you to think it is. It's a pretty natural state of humanitarian affairs.
Pretty much.
If you're a human, you were intrinsically born a socialist. Because we are social creatures. We cooperate.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We've been like this the moment we started digging through fruits and trees as apes and monkeys like millions of years ago. Like, yeah, it's not that. This story is not that.
Socialism isn't
Inherently,
even
like,
an
all
idea
things
of
revolving
being
around
a
people
good
are.
person. You can be any kind of person and be a good person. You can believe in what you want and be a good fucking person. Just little things like that, they don't actually fucking matter.
Okay, so now we both read this right before the
Sorry, I just want to say as well, and seriously, Luffy is not anti-authoritarian either. He has reinstated several fucking royal families, for God's sake. Stop trying to bend characters in some way to suit a fucking narrative, please. Sorry.
Luffy's just in it for himself, man. He's
Pretty
a pirate.
much. It's literally the quote, a hero will share his meat, a pirate wants to eat all the
He literally
meat.
puts his own friends into power. Like, that's what he does.
Pretty much. Oh, man. Sorry, the way you
But
said
I
that reminded
disagree.
me.
It does matter. Okay,
Yeah.
so going on. My Hero Academia is on
Wait,
break
what
this week.
specifically
as I
doesn't matter,
stated
though?
that before Golden Week, a lot of mangaka like to take their break off right before Golden Week, so they get 2 weeks, and Horikoshi deserves it.
I'm
being
saying
said,
politics doesn't matter, just for the reference.
But that being said, they said it was a production issue, the reason he was off this week. To me, that spells they were tired of saying illness again.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm getting worried. My heart can't take Horikoshi's suffering. I don't like this.
I
So
mean-
I hope he is resting well these 2 weeks and he's not brushing through. I hope he's not grinding through his Golden Week.
I mean, I
hope
agree
the
with you that
man
he
gets-
really
I hope
should
the man
just
gets to go to
fucking-
Tokyo Disneyland.
He should just
deserves it.
fucking sit down. He should just fucking take it easy for a bit if he can't do anything or get it done consistently, really. I mean, he always, like, fucking puts himself out there so fucking hard. Just take a break.
But that's what we're getting at. So in lieu of My Hero Academia, we want to bring up this new series by a newcomer, Katsuya Iramura. It's called Shibatarian. And what's so
Wait, is that how
interesting
you
about
say
this
it?
series?
I thought it was
Shibatarian.
Shibatarian. No, it's Shibatarian.
Shibatarian?
Yeah, Shibatarian.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Shibatarian.
Yeah, it's either Shibatarian or Shibatarian.
Yeah. One of those two. I would say
Viz will localize it the way I initially said it.
R-E-U-A-O. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Shibatarian.
Yep, that sounds about right. But
Yeah.
what's interesting about this series is this is a newcomer. The localization was done by Medibang. So this is the creator sourced manga website where they host a lot of Jump's contests. This is where they tend to talent scout. And they collaborated with MerryBowTie recently to make their creator page on Manga Plus. So like they're like basically why this is interesting is Jump, they had a shareholder meeting or some sort recently, and that with the information that went public was they are trying to get very aggressive on Jump Plus. They want Jump Plus to be the future. There is a rumor that the print magazine might be going away. I think that is just a rumor, but I feel like it was floated around on purpose. I feel like they're taking feelers out to say, hey, how would you guys feel if we stopped making the print magazine? It only sold volumes in print, but focused on Jump Plus. Because they definitely want to focus on Jump Plus right now. They are putting bangers up. They're getting very aggressive of who they're scouting out. Like, for example, Beat and Motion. We talked about that briefly.
Yeah.
That's a newcomer from MerryBowTie. So Shibataran is also from MerryBowTie. These are new guys. The art is very rough, but that seems to be maybe a good step in the right direction. We're not focusing so hard on art anymore to the point that our artists like Kentaro and Horikoshi aren't running themselves into the fucking grave to make good art, and we're putting all of the focus on story. Because this Shibata is a fucking, like, did you like this? I thought this was incredible.
I thought it needed more. I felt like
it's a series, Val. There will be more.
I know. I mean,
it wasn't a one shot.
Off the bat, it's the usual thing where I feel like there are aspects of it, the points that it skips over, the points that it just sort of like, glosses over real quick. It just says, and so it was done, and so that happened. Cut back to the new
that
point.
was Beat in Motion as well. Like again, these new kids aren't wasting time.
Yeah.
They want the premise out immediately. They're not. They're all these kids are disciples. While Horikoshi's the disciple of Oda, these kids are disciples of One. They're looking at One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. They're going, oh, you don't need the best art on the planet. You don't need to work yourself to death every week to put out the best story.
I think this guy probably read something like Homunculus, actually.
Yeah. Yes, it reminds me of Homunculus.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I suggested to you.
Mm-hmm. That's what it reminds me of, which is why I'm excited.
There was something dark at play here, and it's getting there.
Yeah,
hell, it's already pretty dark. A lot of these are very inky black panels, fireplaces in the dead of night. Something about this is spooky, and they haven't quite hit it yet, and they're getting there. Whereas the main kid, the namesake of this series, he looks goofy as fuck. This is another Saitama face.
Well, they're both Shibata. Or
yes.
Wait, no. It's Sato and Shibata. It's Hajime, I believe.
Yeah, Hajime is the name they share, but still, that scene of him in the darkness of the theater with those bright freaking Tetsuya atom eyes or whatever, like
yeah,
Tezuka,
I like that a lot.
Like kind of art style, inspired art style. I really like this.
The instant I saw
him, this is really
him,
good.
And the instant I saw him, and then I was like looking at every other character, you can immediately tell that something is off with him.
Something is off about him, and it's dark in its tone and subtext, but nothing really dark has actually happened yet.
In fact, I also think that this guy's probably read like Monster and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, again, like, oh yeah, like I said they were sons of One, but no, obviously you have to get a diverse set of inspirations. But yes, this feels dark like Monster and Homunculus. Like, this is the kind of dark I want. I hope this holds up. I hope it gets better. This is now like my new favorite thing. Seriously.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I want a bit more because this is a slow burner, obviously.
Will he make good on his Don't Come to School Tomorrow?
I hope he does, because the last one
doesn't look like anyone comes to school anymore. This looks like the abandoned rural Japan.
I think it's going to be kind of a death game thing.
A death game? You know what? It could be.
Yeah, because I'm guessing it's going to be... I mean, I don't know what the deal is. Like, are these clones? Are these, like, people that he's hired because he called them actors?
Is in his head? Again, he's... Like, this is kind of a again, Taizan 5 is among this guy's contemporaries.
That is another one that I was, like, thinking of briefly. Where it's like, yeah...
This is the shit that... Again, when we talk about Jump Plus getting aggressive, this is what they want. They saw Taizan 5's Takapi, and now Ichinose Family's Original Sins. That one's doing gangbusters right now. They're finding how to get people to watch because they want phenomenon. Like, they want more Chainsaw Man. They want more My Hero Academia. The problem is that My Hero Academia comes at a human cost that very few artists want to pay anymore.
No.
So we're looking at Taizan 5 as inspiration of how do we get people onto our goddamn website that we're investing into right now. And they're doing a good job with stuff like this.
I do wonder if maybe Jump are having like a similar issue. Like, I know that a lot of this stuff is really beloved by kids, but is it that they don't quite have the fan base of like a younger audience, which is why it seems as though the catalog is becoming a little bit more mature?
The catalog's becoming mature because, yes, the audience is growing up. Again, Shonen Jump, within its name, it's meant to be geared towards young boys. Mm-hmm. But as you've seen, there's a lot of cross-pollination. There's a lot of interest from older adults across the board, regardless of demographic. More women read manga than they read American comics. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think there's more diversity in the storytelling.
I'm not going to... Like, we already talked to shit about American comics already. My take on it, my optimistic take on it, is that manga is simply more earnest than American comics.
Well, it's manga more personal. They have like it's not like
is never, even for better and worst, manga is never embarrassed to be itself. It's really not.
I think overall it more helps that like these are original characters and the people who like created them actually work with them. It's just that issue, and I don't know. There's not really.
And we've talked about it before. These series do end, with some exceptions. These series do end. We don't have a flat circle continuity like Marvel. We don't reset universes every 5 years like DC. Mm-hmm. When Dr. Stone ended, it ended. When My Hero Academia is going to end, it's going to end unless they pull a Shippuden, which they probably will.
They might try. It's been so successful.
But it won't go on forever. Horikoshi will die someday, and they're not going to make more. Akira Toriyama is going to die someday. They're not going to make more, I don't think. No. They might make American reboots and American adaptations. Hollywood blockbuster adaptation, but they're not going to make more Dragon Ball manga after he's gone. The only reason they continue Berserk is because that's still its original story. They're not making spin-offs of Berserk. No, that's fucked up.
I mean, Berserk's an interesting one because it might be one of the first times that this has happened where they have just gone, yeah, let's let his friend take over, like directing
legacy continuity, because that's what assistants are for.
And obviously, that's been a really weird one.
It's not just Kentaro, so that's okay to do.
We've talked before how, like, fucking weird it is, really, with, like, the reaction to Berserk carrying on. Because everyone's like, oh, it's one of the greatest stories ever told. And then it's like...
It was understandably conflicted. Nobody was angry. Nobody was angry. People were just like, ooh, I was kind of at peace with it being over. And then other people were like, you know what? It deserves to go on. I never saw people be angry about it.
No, not angry. It's just... I find it sad that in some of the ways how some people, like, kind of ended up admonishing the work that, like, you know, his students probably put in trying to continue his legacy series.
Again, I never really, like I said, I haven't really dug into it,
no,
but
like
I've never seen people criticize it.
You're right, I've never seen people angry. I have seen, like, artists and whatnot, even talked to one. I believe they worked on The Last of Us. They were talking about it. And it's in the fact that they're like, well, even though we would wait, like, you know, years or something for a new Berserk chapter to come out, or months on end, especially towards the end, it was at least, like, kind of hitting sort of a stride, like every 6 months. That's not a stride,
every 6
really.
months versus 6 years. Yeah, it's quite the stride.
Yeah, there was, like, a long pause at one point, and it's surprising that he got as far as he did. Like, you know, I think we all agreed that, like, the final chapter being what it was, like, really fucking weird that is the last one that he worked on. But they were just kind of admonishing or, like, just being very lukewarm, which, like you said, I get it. It's as I was saying, a few months in wait, you get this beautiful piece of art, and now it's gonna be like, well, we're still gonna wait a few months for each chapter, probably. But in the end, like, this guy's like, well, I'm not going to get nearly as good a show now, really, and that's like his big worry.
It's understandable, but again, like I said, my issue is just like spin-offs and sequels. Like, we're not gonna get that. But Berserk continuing on, obviously, Kentaro wasn't alone. He had assistants, and they want to see it through.
Yeah, I mean, no mangaka is alone.
And I think that's fine. Oh, did you cut out?
No. I was just letting you. I was just saying every
I was just like, no, like let them see it through.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, we were all just taking a moment of silence for Kentaro. We all bowed and prayed for a second.
I will say this, like,
and I think even Kentaro would be happy to see that.
That's something else I got to say about Kentaro. Like, when I think about that,
what he would not be happy about is a sequel to Berserk after that runs over. That would piss him off.
I think Kentaro's death really, like, contextualized how much more important, like, storytellers are to me than celebrities, for example. Like, say, not to throw David Bowie under the bus, but I like David Bowie. But when a celebrity dies, when any celebrity dies, I don't, like, get, because I don't know them. I find it hard to, like,
and your relationship with, like, say, a mangaka, where you're actively reading their content.
Yeah.
And again, because manga is so earnest, that story is so much more personal that you feel like you know them a little bit more personally.
And I wouldn't even say that. It's I mean, kind of, yeah, there's that connection, I suppose.
You have more of a connection versus an actor who's just acting out the words,
yeah,
yes,
or
Val,
a singer that I love.
Yes, Val, I'm better friends with my writers at JoyRide than I am with you, the actor. You're just an actor,
Yeah, whatever. It's nice
Val,
that you call me an actor.
people connect with people in very different ways.
That's true. But it's even one of those things where...
But I agree with you. You and I think, definitely connect with storytellers better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, not throwing David Bowie in. I like David Bowie. I love David Bowie even, but
you don't have to do this. You don't even have to bring his name up.
I always kind of go like...
You're out of control right now,
man. But it's like an example of like what I like. But I guess my point at the end of the day is...
You explained it. You're just like, I don't want to drag David Bowie, but I'm going to drag him. I'm waiting to see the drag in front of everyone.
I think I am very accepting of like poor circumstances a lot of the time, where I can just kind of go like, it's like when we were all leaving Seattle and everyone was like really upset, and I was upset too, but I'm just like, yeah, it was gonna happen. I'm sad to see these guys go, but I'm not gonna like be really, really upset about it, because, I want them...
You're so cool. You're just too cool for us.
But when Kentaro Miura died, I did sit there for like a good 20 minutes. I was like, oh, fuck. That story may never end. Oh, fuck.
That's a story that meant a lot to you.
It did.
Yeah, I agree.
I was like 12 years old when I watched the anime episode.
And that's the reason. It wasn't greed. It wasn't a greedy decision.
No.
They wanted to finish that because they all came to that same realization that you did. They're like, oh, this story may never end, and it deserves to end.
It does. And
like, there's some people who believe that was the ending. The last chapter you wrote, that was the end. Because
and if they want to stop there, yeah.
Like in a very interpretable end. Like the fact that the child that I was gonna call him Berserk, that Guts raised was Griffith. Like there was if it had ended there, a lot of people could have like academically made an ending out of that.
Yeah,
it could have something in a mystic sense that could have been the ending. And for a lot of people, that is. Some people won't read on, and that's fine.
But for the most part, I'm happy we live in the universe where it did get continued.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah. And this show will continue too, because we gotta run and be kind to our editors, as always.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to talk more about Shibata Rion. I mean, I guess we got like...
Well, I mean, what was there to say other than it was great? Like, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Like, guys, it's on Manga Plus. It's available to read free. Go to mangaplus.com.
Yeah,
read
actually,
it now.
Good point. Like, go check that out. It's pretty interesting.
If you haven't already, like, lots of people are reading this. Like, this thing's gonna be an overnight success.
Ivan will have to grab me to read it again, but so remind me when that comes out.
Otherwise, there's no other news other than Rip Ginka and Gluna. Nobody read it after chapter 1. It somehow made it past 18 chapters.
Ginka and Gluna. Oh, is that the
snowman?
Snowman? Oh,
yeah, which
okay.
I commend a non-isekai high fantasy in Shonen Jump. That was really nice. Unfortunately, this thing just never grasped anyone's interest.
I'm surprised.
And that's the one that the Food Wars creators are going to replace.
I'm surprised there's no new Yomi no Tsugai, but I've been kind of thinking that maybe
Golden Month for.
I remember we said that the latest chapter that we read was the previous month's chapter, so we were waiting for a new one. But I think that's just the way that, like, a lot of these manga sites update, where they immediately put the next chapter, even though it's not there, above the one that has already come out. So, like, One Piece did it, and, like, in a couple days, 181 will be on the site or something like that. But yeah, we should get going.
But we gotta get running, everyone. So next week, it's Golden Week. There's gonna be no new manga out, so Val, between now and then, we need to start watching these spring anime. They're coming out. So we can talk about what we enjoyed.
I mean, if it comes out, I want to watch that new Kinnikuman Man anime.
Do it and tell us about it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out now though. There's been hints at it, and I love Ultimate Muscle. Yeah. It might be. I've seen like images of it floating around.
I'm surprised that's coming out this spring. That seems like a very sudden announcement. I feel like that announcement was very recent.
I'm kind of excited for it because I loved Ultimate Muscle when I was a kid.
I mean, who didn't like that? I was more into Sonic X and, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on 4Kids.
Same.
And stuff, so.
We had Fox Kids. Wait, was 4Kids like a site? I mean, a
4Kids was the company that
I know that, but
and produced all of those.
Was the channel?
And in the States, it was a block on Fox.
Oh, okay. I thought like 4Kids itself was a channel.
They self-named their television block on Fox channel.
Yeah, I imagine that.
But
that's
else,
like
yeah, because when it first came out, it was Fox Kids. Then they rebranded.
Fox Kids is is that related to Fox News? Is that a subsidiary of Fox News or anything?
No, so once upon a time, all these things were together, but over the years they have all been separated and sold.
American TV is like kind of a weird
Disney
thing to
owns 20th Century Studios. Fox News is its own entity. The Fox Channel. Disney might own the Fox Channel. I don't think so, but I don't really look into. I know Fox Sports is its whole entity.
Yeah.
The only Fox thing I really enjoy.
I have no idea how TV really is lately because like I just use
no one knows. I literally like one of my favorite anime this season is Ted Lasso, a Warner Brothers studio production that's on Apple TV, even though HBO Max exists.
That's
Copyrights
an anime?
are a fucking mess.
That's an anime?
It's not. I'm making a joke. It's a live-action show starring Jason Sudeikis.
I'm gonna say I don't think. That'd be interesting when Apple TV does anime because that's like a pretty like lucrative.
It feels like inevitability, right?
Yeah, I mean I don't know how well it does. Is Apple TV good as a service?
It basically Apple TV is something like you either use your free trial on, or you wait till something you want is out, then you watch it. In my case, Ted Lasso. When Ted Lasso's over, I will unsubscribe.
Alrighty then. Well, on that note, let's get off the train. Or get on the train.
Yes.
I keep fucking forgetting.
You always want to get on the train? No, we get off the train. So you did it right for once.
Yeah, I
Yay,
did
you. Goodbye, everyone.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of Joycast is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of Joycast is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest-tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Gooner Bear, MerryBowTie, Hope D. Cruz, and Greg Hughes. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out JoyRide Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.